Welcome to Tech Topics brought to you by CyberVenger. We help keep small businesses stay protected and compliant with cutting-edge cybersecurity and IT solutions.
Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Andy. I'm the managing consultant for CyberVenger. Today we're doing another in our deep dive into the 110 controls of the NIST 800-171 standard. This standard applies to, pretty much anybody doing business with the Department of Defense or other federal agencies as well. This particular control is 3.3.8. And if we look here, what the control says that we need to protect our audit information and audit logging tools. Now, that should go without saying that we need to make sure that they're not tampered with or deleted. We also want to make sure that they're not falsified. So in security, you have the CIA, you have the confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So we need to guard for all three things. We want to make sure that the audit logs are backed up regularly so that they can't be deleted. We want to make sure that they're protected from a DDoS attack kind of thing. Something that can happen is if you are trying to prevent your activity, illicit activity as the bad guy, from being detected and logged, you could simply flood the log with erroneous information. So filtering and regulating your logs, we've talked about in other previous NIST requirements in the same section, kind of helps with that too. I don't think that they really need so much. They don't talk about availability in this particular standard in the language here, but I think that it sort of applies to CIAs. They all kind of go together: confidential, integrity, and availability. So I think you should plan for some kind of availability in terms of backup, being able to restore your logging system. We talk about using SIM systems or SOAR or other technologies to collate all our logs into one place. So you're going to end up with one single central location for most, or if not all, of your logs. So that's kind of a juicy target for attackers. So you want to make sure that that is protected, that you use the same kind of standards for that system as you do everything else. It contains data. In fact, in logging, we're not entirely sure. You can't really be sure that there won't be any kind of COI in there as well. So you want to make sure that maybe the volume's encrypted would be a really good idea, just to be on the safe side. It doesn't explicitly call that out in the standard, but not a bad idea. That helps it from being stolen. We don't want the bad guys to see what gets logged either. They may simply be throwing innocuous stuff that won't tip us off to anything significant, and then if they access the logs, if somehow they're able to see that, they can see what they're doing, what they can get away with, what is and what isn't being logged. We don't want them to know that information either. You always want to operate in a way such that your adversary is in a complete information blackout. Every seemingly trivial piece of information that they can gather is something that helps them construct a puzzle in their mind as to what is going on behind the scenes. You want to deny them that whenever possible. So you want to protect the confidentiality of your logs. That's the first thing. Then integrity, you definitely want to make sure that they can't delete the logs, right? Because that's the evidence. But you also want to make sure that they can't corrupt them in any way. They can't change them. And we want to make sure, once that's done, we want to make sure that the logs are being captured, that they're available. Because logging doesn't take place because the system went down, then what good is it, right? So it's almost the same as deleting them. Or if you can flood them with information, again, you can't read it. It's too much noise. It makes it difficult to collate, that kind of thing. So that's important as well. So I've seen with the NIST standards, they do tend to do controls that sound repetitious. The previous last 7 controls we just went through are all very, very similar. They kind of go hand in hand, but they spell it out in detailed nuance because they want to make sure that people are taking it seriously and evaluating it. So the fact that they called it out, even though it seems a little bit redundant, should kind of be a wake-up call of just how important logging is. So you kind of can't have too much logging capability. Contrast that with another conversation we've had about how much logging you should have. You should thin it down so you don't have too much noise. It's a kind of seemingly contradiction. You want to have as much logging as you possibly can. You want to thin it down. So the way you resolve that conflict is that the logging exists, the data is coming in, and it's being filtered and condensed by choice rather than lack of information, if that makes sense. So, and you want to protect that from the bad guys as well. That's kind of like we talked about defending your backups, because that's something the bad guys go for. This is too. I think that's enough of that. I think you all get the point here, the gist of it. And that's all I got this week, so we'll talk to you next time.
Thanks for watching. We hope this video has provided valuable information to you. Be sure to share this video with other small business owners to spread the word about the importance of cybersecurity. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this. If you want more information about cybersecurity, visit us at www.cybervenger.com.